3 days ago, I made the mistake of listening to Billie Jean by Michael Jackson. My grandson is currently crazy about Michael Jackson. I didn't even listen to the whole song, just enough of it. And ever since, my brain has apparently decided we are having a private concert. Billie Jean pops up while I'm making dinner. She reappears when I'm answering emails or when I'm trying to fall asleep. I'm beginning to suspect my brain has a DJ and nobody gave me the password. We've all had this happen. A song gets stuck in our heads and it just keeps going and going and going. I've always found this fascinating, not because we remember the song, but because somehow our brains keep the rhythm going after the music has stopped. If you are curious about why this happens, please stay tuned. Hi, I'm Becky from Music is Academic, and I work with teachers, schools, families, and organizations to turn brain science into practical tools that support learning, attention, and regulation. Researchers call these little non-stop musical visitors involuntary musical imagery, but most of us just call them earworms. Science has been studying earworms for years, and one of the things that researchers have found is that certain songs are more likely to get stuck. They usually have predictable rhythms, repeated melodic patterns, and just enough repetition that your brain starts anticipating what comes next. If you've ever had a commercial jingle stuck in your head, you already know exactly what I mean. What interests me isn't simply that we remember the song. Memory alone doesn't explain why it keeps playing. The music has ended. Nobody pressed replay. Yet somehow the pattern continues. It's almost as if the brain doesn't like leaving an unfinished rhythm alone. Once it has learned the timing, it simply keeps going. That really shouldn't surprise us. Our brains are prediction machines. Every second of every day, they are anticipating what is coming next for speech, movement, walking, conversation, and music. Life is full of patterns, and the brain is constantly trying to stay one step ahead. Rhythm happens to be one of the clearest patterns we encounter. Think about it. If I say, "Happy birthday to," I don't have to finish the sentence. Your brain already did, and it probably said it in melody. Not because you consciously decided to, but because you've experienced that pattern so many times that your brain automatically predicts what comes next. Music works exactly the same way. As I continue studying neural entrainment, I've started wondering if earworms are showing us something even bigger. The remarkable part isn't that we remember the music. The remarkable thing is that the brain continues the timing even after the external rhythm disappears. That idea keeps pulling me back because learning doesn't happen all at once. It unfolds across time. Attention unfolds across time, as does music and speech. The brain is constantly organizing information across those temporal patterns. Music simply lets us see that process happening. This may also explain something teachers have known for generations. Children remember the alphabet when it's sung. Many adults still remember advertising jingles from 30 years ago, and somehow most of us can remember every word to songs we haven't heard since middle school, while completely forgetting why we walked into the kitchen. That isn't because music has magical powers. It's because rhythm provides organized temporal patterns that the brain can continue working with. In a previous video, I mentioned that the original Mozart effect probably wasn't about making people smarter. I still believe that. But I also think we may have underestimated what rhythm is actually doing. Rhythm isn't simply decorating learning. Instead, it's helping us to organize it. Now, that doesn't mean every catchy song becomes a powerful educational tool. We've all had songs stuck in our heads that taught us absolutely nothing. Although they may have convinced us to buy breakfast cereal, so apparently jingles do deserve a little credit. Here's what I keep coming back to. When an earworm happens, the amazing part isn't that your brain remembers the music. The amazing part is that your brain continues the timing after the music has stopped. To me, that's another glimpse into how deeply rhythm is woven into the way we think, remember, and learn. And if the brain naturally continues temporal patterns after the external rhythm disappears, what else might it be doing that we've simply overlooked? I have a feeling we are just beginning to find out. Now, I'd love to hear from you. What's the song that gets stuck in your head every time you hear it? And is there something you learned years ago that you still remember because it was put to music? Please tell me in the comments. If you enjoy exploring the neuroscience of rhythm, movement, and learning, I'd love to have you subscribe to the channel. Give this video a thumbs up and hit the bell so you don't miss the next one. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.